this expression is equal to px. This expression is px. Okay. Now we would first of all we would like to factorize the last term. You see 120, the prime factorization of 120. You divide it by 2, 60, 2, 30, 2, 15, 3, 5, and finally 5, 1. So the prime factors are 2, 3, and 5. You can see here 2, 3, 5. And of course, 1 is also a factor. So we'll first of all we'll check for 1 only, plus 1 and minus 1 we'll start with. So what we will do is we will check P1, whether it is 0 or not. Let's see what is P1. P1 is 1 cube minus 23 into 1 square plus 142 into 1 minus 120. So how much is this? 1 minus 23 plus 142 minus 120. Now see, positive and negative number you can add together, which is 143 minus 143. With 23 negative and 120 negative, no? So we are getting it, this is 0. P1 is 0, you see. Now if P1 is 0, what we can say? P1 is equal to 0. This implies x minus 1 is a factor of, this is what factor theorem says, no? Is a factor of px. Now, once you know this is a factor of px, that means px should be completely divisible by x minus 1. Means when you divide x minus 1 by px, your remainder should be 0. So we will do this by long division method maybe. Okay, let's try this one. And our expression was x cube. Our px we will write here, which is x cube minus 23 plus 142 minus 23x squared plus 142x and minus 120. Yes, this was minus 120. Minus 23 plus 142 minus 120. Now we have seen when we divide this polynomial by this, what we do is we take x cube for the first term containing the highest exponent of x, and we divide it by x. So of course we get x squared. So you are writing x squared here, first thing, and x squared, this term gets multiplied with x minus 1. So x squared into x will give you x cube, and x squared into minus 1 should give you minus x squared. Now we change our sign. So this will become negative, this will become positive. Yes. Now these two gets cancelled. Minus 23 and plus 1 should be minus 22 x squared. Let me write all these terms down here. 142x minus 120. Now, again, we will do the same thing. Minus 22x squared. We catch the very first term, which has highest exponent. Let's say this is, how much is this? Minus 22, right? So we write minus 22x squared and we divide it by x. So what do we get? We get minus 22x. So we are going to write minus 22x here. Minus 22x. And multiply this 22x by this. Minus 22 into, so this should be 22x minus of 22 x squared, and minus 22x into minus 1 should be plus of 22x, and again subtract. We would like to change sign here. This is negative, so this gets cancelled. 142 minus 22 should be 120x, Okay, and finally this 120 should be written down. Now as we see, again we do the same thing. We take the term containing highest exponent of x, which is x only here, and we divide it by x, so it gets divided 120 times. So we'll write 120 here. We write plus 120, and 120 into x should be 120x, and 120 into minus 1 should be minus 120. And now you see, when you subtract, you change the sign. This is positive. Everything gets cancelled. Your remainder is 0. Whenever this thing happens, you can write your dividend, which is here inside, means which is same as px. Now your px can be written as this into this plus 0, because we do not need to write 0. So we can write px is equal to our expression. Therefore, px is equal to this x minus 1 should be multiplied with this quotient, which is x squared minus 22x plus 120. X squared minus 22x plus 120. All right. Now, this expression, you see the quadratic one, we can factorize this further. This quadratic expression can be factorized further. So we'll write this separately and we'll factorize this, and then we'll write our px. So we are taking just this expression. Which one? X squared minus 22x plus 120. And we want to factorize it. Again, we will take factor of 120, which we have already done before. 260, 230, 2, 15, 3, 5, 5, 1. And see, adding you want minus 22, multiplying you want 120. So 10 and 12, right? So if you take these three terms together and this, so this is how you will split the middle term, x squared minus 10x plus, sorry, it's minus again, minus 12x plus 120. Now take common. What do you see? You see x is common, so here you have x minus 10 minus 12 is common, again x minus 10. So the factors we are getting here is x minus 10 times x minus 12. See, so how can we write our px as finally? And so px should be written as x minus 1 into, therefore px is x minus 1 into the other quadratic factor, which has been factorized to linear factors, x minus 10 and x minus 12. That's how we factorize